Warframe is a universe filled with vast quantities of random junk. In every mission, on every planet, even in the depths of freaking space, we find ourselves gathering up these resources. Much of these resources are used to construct new gear, only to eventually be discarded into what might be the cutest garbage disposal ever seen. While there are many resources in this world, one resource has constantly held greater value than any other: Warframe's premium currency, Platinum. It is used for purchasing inventory slots, acquiring weapons and gear, circumventing those pesky time-gating mechanics, and for some other morally questionable decisions. As someone known for making stupid platinum decisions, I've explored every corner of the universe to uncover the most effective methods for accumulating this valuable currency. The quickest way to acquire platinum in Warframe is by using what I like to call stealing the mom's credit card method. It's fast, easy, and requires minimal time investment. Depending on your immediate circumstances, you might not be able to pull off this method immediately, but eventually an opportunity will present itself. If for some unknown reason you are what I would describe as a highly moral and ethical person, don't worry, I have other methods to show you. On that note, another method I've been using is called the Robin Hood method. It draws inspiration from the legendary Robin Hood, because just like him, I will be stealing from people who have more than me and then giving to people who look exactly like me. This method revolves around arcanes and it's best performed on the Zeriman Omnia Void Fissure Void Cascade mission. The people we will be stealing from are called Traxed Centurions. After we ask very nicely, these guys will occasionally drop random arcanes. We can dissolve these arcanes for phosphor and then we can buy arcane packs. Our goal is to get rare arcanes which we can later upgrade and then sell to others. Some of the arcanes we want are Arcane Energize, Melee Crescendo, Melee Duplicate, Primary Blight, and many others. Before spending all of your phosphor, I advise you to take a closer look to see which arcanes are most valuable. Coincidentally, another very reliable method to get platinum also revolves around void fissures. These void fissures are just like any normal missions, except some enemies might drop special reactant. When you collect enough reactant, you open your relic and get the prime part inside. You might have correctly guessed that this method involves void relics and prime parts. This method I named Prime Part Pyramid Scheme. There are different ways to make platinum out of prime items. The fastest and easiest way to turn this into platinum is to sell it as a trash item. Items that are worth 100 ducats can easily go for between 6 and 8 platinum. All you have to do is look for a willing platinum donor in the trade chat and do the trade. Instead of selling prime parts as junk, you can wait for this guy to show up. This is Bero Kitir and he is known as the Void Hustler. He appears every 2 weeks with rare primed mods, weapons and some other stuff. This is where those ducats come in. When this guy appears, you can trade your prime parts for ducats and then you can use those ducats to buy primed mods and weapons. Most of these mods and weapons are very rare and they can be easily sold for 50 platinum or more. The last thing you can do with prime parts is to sell the prime part as a standalone item, or you can try collecting other parts and selling entire set. The tricky thing with prime parts is that some parts are worth more as trash items. Before selling these parts, it is a good idea to check their market value. Now let's talk about something that is very dear to our hearts, an organization known as the Riven Mafia. If you are new to Warframe, you have probably never heard about them and you probably never will. That is the best for everyone. They had a very strong presence in Warframe in the past, but due to some external influence, I'm not too sure if they even exist anymore. They probably do, and that's why I won't talk about them anymore. The reason why I'm telling you all of this is because Rivens can be a nice source of platinum. This method I have named Riven for the Riven. This is obviously about selling Rivens. Rivens are those purple mods that give plus and minus stats. Each Riven is bound to a specific weapon. The better the weapon, the more expensive the Riven. In order to buy some of these Rivens, you need to get rid of your kidney, get a loan, get rid of your wife, get rid of your side girlfriend, and in most extreme cases even abandon your dog. Although this method can be very rewarding, there is one big problem. An average player can get around 8 Rivens per week. If I look at my research history, I will say that this number is probably wrong. I really suck at checking things out. However, the core of the problem is here. There are more than 500 weapons in this game. The problem with turning Rivens into platinum is that the game does not understand I am trying to get good Rivens. It usually gives me some random trash. Occasionally you will get a great Riven, sometimes maybe even 2, but then you will probably have to re-roll, which costs Kua, and that is a separate problem. In order to get a bunch of reasonably priced Rivens, you need to have veiled Rivens to reveal. Since you are limited by the game, the only option you have is to buy those Rivens from other players. I would not advise this, especially for new players, because Riven prices can vary a lot and getting veiled Rivens requires some investments. Even though the Riven market is complicated, there is still an opportunity. A number of people are interested in buying veiled Rivens. If you are in a position to obtain these Rivens, 5 veiled Rivens could net you around 100 platinum on the market. Another method I would like to present to you is called selling hot water. This is called Aya, and as far as I am concerned, this is just a drop of hot water. It can be exchanged on Maru's relay for vaulted void relics. Aya can be obtained from a lot of places. If you are a new player, the easiest places to get Aya are Fortuna and Cetus bounties. After you accumulate the desired amount of Aya, you can sell the exchange relics, or you can even open those vaulted relics and then sell the prime parts like I said earlier. The logistics of trading Aya are a little bit different because you are not trading Aya itself. A willing buyer usually tells you what relics they want, so you go and exchange Aya for those relics and you trade them with the other person. The last method I will call peddling everything else. This method basically includes everything else I didn't mention. The thing about Warframe is that a lot of things are tradable. Such things include Ayatan statues, gems, Kawad genetic scans, corrupted and galvanized mods, capture scenes, syndicate weapons, and some other stuff I am sure I forgot about. In my very selfish opinion, these methods are the best to get platinum. Depending on what stage you are in the game, some methods might be more practical to you than others. I will say that the market and prices can change depending on ongoing events, updates and other factors, so some prices might drop, some might go up. As I understand, Warframe is an unregulated free market and it is prone to the laws of demand and supply. One thing that I haven't mentioned is where you can sell your items. Some of you might go to Trade Chat as the first choice. My problem with Trade Chat is that it is very unreliable. I don't want to use the word scam because in all essence I don't see it as a scam. In Trade Chat, people are just selling things with their own prices. But in reality, prices for those items might be much different. That's why I would like to present to you Warframe.market. You might not be happy with going to an external website, especially if you are a new player, and I totally understand that. If you are a well-seasoned player, I don't have to tell you what Warframe.market is. It is a very convenient way to buy and sell things in Warframe. I won't go into details about how it works because honestly I don't know. My understanding is that it is just a simple database with all the items and their prices. I might be wrong though. It is relatively easy to use, and even though you might not want to register, you can at least see prices and you can contact people to buy or sell stuff. A lot of people are using this website, and as far as I know, over the last 4 years no one had any problems. Even the developers seem to be okay with this site. Just to summarize all of the above, basically you make platinum by selling stuff. The rarer and more demanded items will have higher prices. You trade with other people in Clan's Dojo, or you can do trading in Maru's Bazaar. I hope this helps you. As always, thanks for watching and leave your thoughts and comments. If you have a better way or you think I missed something, do let me know and hopefully I will see you again sometime.